I'm calling this class times 10, the times 10 workout. And it's meant to be a really quick, easy, not easy, but quick practice that you can do to get your whole body moving and not have to think too much. Okay, so we're gonna start, and it's mostly a Pilates-based method class, so you'll maybe recognize some Pilates moves here. But just start with your feet on the mat. Sit up nice and tall. Let's take a deep breath in. Maybe roll the shoulders back and lift the chest up. And then as we exhale, I want us to curl the tailbone under, begin to roll down one vertebrae at a time. And at this point, you can let go of your legs if you'd like, rolling all the way down. We're gonna start by lifting both legs up to tabletop. This is our first move. We're gonna take the hands on one knee, and then the opposite leg is gonna extend long and low. So really reach to that leg. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders up. Remember, when we lift our head up, we're thinking about drawing the abs down as opposed to letting them bear down and poof out, right? So think about drawing the navel down, scooping the low abs in and up. Take a deep breath in here, and then we're gonna exhale, switch our legs 2 times. So that's one set. Keep going. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. So that's 3. We have inhale and exhale. That's 4. Breathing in for 2 and out for 2. Halfway there. Inhale. Really reaching. Exhale. Thinking of sinking the belly every time you exhale. 6. Inhale and exhale. Last 2. Last one. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Both feet down. Woo! So that's a good warm-up right away. Take your arms down by your sides and make sure your feet are hips width apart. We're going to press our pelvis straight up, and I want you to make sure you're not rolling through your spine on this one. Think of your hips as a hinge. You're going to use your glutes and press straight up, and then you're going to release your tailbone straight back down like a hinge. So lever the hips up and lower back down. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower. I think that's 4. And lift and lower. 5, 6. Making sure you've got all parts of the feet connected to the floor. 8. Last 2, 9. Now here's the fun part. We get to stay up on the last one. So keep your hips up. Now work to keep your hips very level for this next variation here. Arms can help you. You're gonna lift your right leg straight up in the air. You can point or flex the foot, it doesn't matter, just keep the hips as level as you can. We're gonna lower that leg down and kick it back up for 10 and 9. So really working the endurance of that standing leg. 8, 7, try not to let your hips start drooping down. 5, 4, last 2, last 1. Now put the right foot down, and let's see if our pelvis changed, right? My hips dropped a little bit, so I'm going to press my pelvis back up. I'm going to lift the other leg high, breathing in, and we lower. 2, 3, 4, making sure your ribs are integrated into your body. 6, 7, keep pushing down to through that supporting leg. Last 2, last 1. And then put the feet down together. We're gonna roll down the spine one vertebrae at a time to come all the way back down to our spine. Okay, and another abdominal exercise here. Pick both legs up to tabletop, and then reach your arms up to the ceiling and lift your chest up. On our inhale, we're going to reach the arms back Stretch the legs long. Circle the arms as we hug the knees back in. So that was 1. Inhale to stretch away. Circle the arms, hug the knees back in. 2. Inhale, circle. 3. Keep going, keeping the chest lifted. Try to look at your thighs. We've got 7, 8, last 2, last 1, circle 1. Now let your head drop for a second. Let your neck go, or your head drop side to side, releasing any tension in the neck. We do use our neck a little bit, but mostly we're working on lifting and holding those curls with our upper abdominals. So something to work on. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders up again. Make sure you're using your upper abs to get there. We're gonna take a rock and we're gonna try to balance at the top. Yep, so I'm using my hands for the first few. I'm gonna curl my pelvis under and roll back. 1 roll, balance at the top. So that's 2. Maybe you let go. Curl back, 3. Letting go. Option to straighten the legs if you're feeling up for that. Curl back. 4. Balance. Just catch your balance at the top. And 5. And 6. Catch. Have fun with this. 7. And 8. And 9. Maybe the last 2 rolls, you don't even use your hands to roll. Last 1, curl, balance. Hold it a little extra longer on this last one. And then put the feet down. Now we've got some side kicks. So I'm gonna roll up the edge of my mat because I'm gonna come onto my elbow. Now we're gonna bend the back bottom knee and stretch the top leg long, and I'm really gonna take a moment to get my spine set. I'm gonna lift my bottom waist off the floor. I'm gonna keep my hips stacked, and then my top leg is gonna lift just hip height off the floor. I'm keeping everything in line as I kick my leg forward and pull slightly behind me, so I feel my glute there. Flex the foot forward, pull it back. That's 2. 3, and 4. So making sure I'm not sinking down here. Pressing up and out of the shoulders. 6, 7, flex the foot, point the foot. That's 8, 9, and 10. One more thing here, you guys. Roll the leg open. We're kicking straight up and flexing down. Straight up, flexing down. Now I'm not saying straight up, because if I did straight up, I would have to roll my pelvis. It's slightly on the diagonal. 5, 6, 7, make sure you're not slouching like me. 8, 9, 1 more, and 10. Yes. Take a little lift of the upper ribs here, a little side bend to stretch that out. And then we're gonna keep this same shape, and we're gonna lift our right arm up, or sorry, our top arm up. We're pressing down through the supporting elbow. We're gonna lift our hips up. We're gonna thread the needle for a twist. Come back up and lower down. Do it again. That was 1. Twist under. 2. Press down through the elbow. That was 3. We do all the way to 10. 4. Keep going and up. Twist. That's halfway. If you want to make it more challenging, keep going with your legs stacked, just like you would in side plank. This is 7. This is 8. We're almost there. This one's a hard one. And a 9. Last one. 10. And lower the hips. Bend your knees, pick yourself up, do another side bend to stretch out that bottom waistline. And then we're going to swing our legs around and do the whole thing on the other side. So starting with our side kicks, elbow on the ground, bottom knee stays bent, lift the top leg hip height, and make sure you're not sagging down, right? Lifting up through the bottom waist. Kick it forward, pull it back. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. I'm kicking my door here. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Now rotate the leg open just a little bit. Try to keep your hips stacked. Kick the leg straight up for 1. 2. 3. Really pressing down through the supporting arm. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. The leg feels nice and heavy, doesn't it? 10. Nice. Now we add our side plank variation here. So again, push down to that supporting arm, top arm lift. We're going to lift the hips up off the floor, twist under, and then lower down. Try not to clunk down. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like really feeling the muscles of the waist in this one. 5. Now you're going to stay with this variation or stack the feet for 5 more. Up. 6. Ooh, almost lost my balance there. 7. And 8. Last 2. And last one, up. And down. Good. Go ahead and bend your knees. Come up to seated. Take a side bend. Stretch out the lateral body. And then we're going to come onto our hands and our knees. Notice if your heart rate is up. Mine is. From here, we're taking our hands just slightly in front of us. So just slightly in front of the shoulders. And then we're going to step one leg and then the other back to plank. So our shoulders are just past or just behind our wrists. We're going to lift our right leg up just a tad, pointing the foot. We push forward, we pull back, and then we change. So point the foot as the leg lifts, shift, back, and down. That was 2. Point, shift, back, and that's 3. Point. And 6. And 7. Stay with it. Push the arms into the floor. Last one, and up, push, back, and down. Hold your plank just for one more moment. Drop the knees and sit it back. Little child's pose here. Shimmy it off from side to side. And then let's find ourselves on our bellies. We've got 2 more movements, and we're done with this times 10 practice. Arms are going to reach out in front of you. Legs are long behind you. Push your pelvic bones into the mat, so pelvis is heavy. Lift your low belly muscles up off the floor, right? Your head is floating slightly, but your gaze is down. We're going to lift the right arm and left leg up and change. And up and change. Now this one's a little differently. We're gonna actually count this one. So this is our warm up. We're not doing quantity, we're doing timing. So let's lift both arms and legs up off the floor, and then we do that same opposite and arm flutter. So this is the move. We're gonna stay for 10, keep fluttering. 9, trying to keep your pelvis still. 8, 7, keep your torso still. 6, 5, reaching long for the limbs. 4, keep going. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let your tailbone shift side to side. So that was our swimming. Pilates swimming. It's a weird way to swim, isn't it? Push back up onto your hands and your knees. Curl your toes under so you can lift your hips up, finding a downward dog. And then walk your hands back to your feet. Take a moment here to stretch out your back and your hamstrings. Shake out your head, no, not your head, yes. Roll up your spine, one vertebrae at a time. And then we're gonna step out for our grand finale into a wide-legged position here. So toes are turned out, legs are spiraled open into external rotation. Arms are gonna reach out as well. We're gonna take some plies here. So as you bend your knees guide right over your toes, your arms are gonna reach up. And then we straighten arms out. This is 2. And 3. So tailbone goes straight down. It's like you're sliding down a wall with your back. 4. And 5. 6. 7. 8, don't worry, we're going to do more. 9 and 10. Now we're gonna keep going, but we're gonna lift one heel off the floor and then the other heel off the floor. 2. Alternating heel lifts. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Last 2 and 9 and a 10. Grand finale. Both heels lift just to a hover. You don't have to lift super high, so it's actually challenging your ankle stability and your balance. We're gonna do 10 more plies with the heels lifted. Here we go. 10 and a 9 and 7. Still tracking the knees over the toes. And 6. And 5, and 4, tailbone straight down. 3, 2, last one, and down and up. Very nice. Step to the very top or the bottom of your mat, doesn't matter. Take a big breath in. Exhale, drop your chin to your chest, roll all the way down. We're going to do one roll down. Shake out your shoulders, shimmy it out. Maybe do the horsey lips to release your muscles of your face. Take a couple little bounces. And then we'll finish with a nice, beautiful roll up, press down through the feet. Stacking bone on top of bone. Coming back into your natural uprightness, feeling the body and all that energy you created. Awesome, you guys. You did it. Times 10 practice.